Hello, Rose Velasco here with Women's Empowered Health Solutions. And this short little video is an accompaniment to the second blog in the yoga series, Bharmanasana, tabletop pose. So we're going through the different yoga poses in the series, and the videos go along with the blog so you can get a little more clarification around the stability and the strength and the stretching and the movement that you can get in these poses. So let's move on with tabletop pose, Bharmanasana. I'd mentioned in the blog that you can roll forward coming into that position into tabletop from Sukhasana, which is what we worked with last week. And you can do that by rocking forward and then bringing your knees to the mat. If this is not available for you today, because our body changes every day. Some days we're feeling a little better in the body. Other days we're feeling a little crankier in the body. But it's good to get a little bit of movement in every single day, whether you're feeling it or not feeling it. So making it to your mat is what I like to say is the hardest thing to do, is to make it to the mat. But once we get to the mat, the easy part flows. So from Sukhasana, you can roll forward. If that's not available for your body today, you can always release the legs from Sukhasana and come to your tabletop position on all fours. Traditionally, the tops of the feet come to the mat here. The knees are stacked underneath the hips, not forward or backward from them. And the wrists are directly underneath the shoulders here. But if the knees are feeling a little weird, because everyone's knees are different, you can always bring the toe pads curled under, and this brings a little more stability and a sense of strength to this pose. When it comes to the hands and the wrists, we like to bring either the index finger or the middle finger pointing forward. And we want to have the fingers nice and wide here, and we want to be pressing down, especially through that L shape of the index finger and thumb. I noticed that a lot of people in class have a tendency to lift the palm of their hand and create sort of like a cup underneath there. This is placing a lot of weight into the outer wrist, which is not sustainable. So we want to make sure to be pressing down through the entire surface of the palm and the entire surface of all the fingers. I also like to bring the pinkies a little closer to the outer edges of the mat, and this allows the collarbones to widen, for the heart center to open up. And then another thing I notice in class, sometimes we get a little lazy in this pose and we start to sink down, sinking the chest down between the biceps. Maybe the head is hanging a little bit. We want to make this nice and active, pushing the mat away from us, reaching the crown of the head forward, and also pressing the back of the head straight up towards the sky. This is going to help strengthen the neck for anyone like myself who may have arthritis in the neck. It strengthens the muscles around those neck bones. You also want to reach the tailbone back. So if you notice you're swaying the belly down, just give a slight tuck to the tailbone, not overly. We just want to reach the tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Press the back of the head towards the sky. Press the mat away from us. Draw the navel gently in, but still allow yourself the space to breathe here. Maybe even finding a drishti, or a point of focus on the mat directly below the nose. A point of focus that you can set the eyes on, the gaze. Have a soft gaze here. Connect with your breath. Maybe you notice the arms start to shake a little bit as we are strengthening into the triceps and the biceps. Maybe you notice that the wrists are not used to being in this position. Be patient with yourself and know that you can always take child's pose with the big toes together, the knees mat width apart, sinking the hips back to the heels and taking the forehead to the mat or a block. This is a position you can massage the wrists out a little bit if they're getting a little sore, giving them some rotations. This pose is a great way to strengthen the wrists and set up for downward facing dog, which will be in a future blog. So here in tabletop position, find that focus, that drishti. Come to your breath. As we arrive in the body, and then bringing some movement in. As we inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone, and lift the chin up. Think about broadening across the shoulders. So the collarbones are wide. We're still pressing the mat away from us. This here we call cow pose. And then on an exhale, because we do take this with the rhythm of our breath, we're going to curl the tailbone under, draw the navel to the spine, press the mat even further away as the chin comes to chest. Inhale back into cow pose, lifting tailbone, dropping belly, lifting the heart center in the chin. Exhale into that Halloween cat shape. Take this a few times at the pace of your own breath as you start to match the rhythm of the breath with the rhythm of the body. Good. Start to feel a little loosening up into the spine. Good. And one more time. Inhale. Heart center forward, broadening across the collarbones. Lift tailbone and chin. Exhale into your Halloween cat shape. So nice. And then find a neutral spine. One of my favorite poses here is to reach the right foot back. Toe pads are curled under on the mat and sink the heel back. Get a nice stretch into the calf here. You can rock forward a little bit, pressing the toe pads hard into the mat, stretching the sole of the foot. Exhale, sinking the heel. And take this a few times. Good. After this next exhale, we'll come back to center. Lift the right heel up so it's in line with the right hip. It's parallel to the earth. We're keeping the foot flexed and the thigh is rolling inwards. Nice active pose. Keep gazing at that spot below the nose and keep pressing the head towards the sky. Find some balance and strength into the right hand. We're going to float that left arm up, bicep next to the ear, palm is facing center line. If this balance is a little difficult, it's okay to just stay here with the heel up. Nice. Now we'll lower the right knee down, rotate out that right wrist, maybe even taking the top of the hand, the back of the hand there to the mat with the fingertips pointing towards the right knee, and then just placing a little bit of weight. It's a great counter pose. Remember to breathe deep, stay connected to your breath. Yoga means union. And we're bringing union to body, mind, and spirit through the breath. We'll bring the palm back to the mat and move to the other side. So extend left leg long behind you, toe pads on the mat. Sink the heel back. Maybe even inhaling forward, stretching the arch of the foot. Exhale back. See if you can slow your breath down just a little bit more. Check in with the L shape between index finger and thumb and press down through those knuckles. Take this one more round. Inhale forward, stretch the sole. Exhale, sink the heel. Good. Now, rocking shoulders directly above wrists. Find that drishti point, that point of focus below the nose that's on the mat. Float the left heel up, hip height. Again, rolling the thigh inward so the toes are pointing down, and we're keeping the foot nice and flexed. This is a very active pose. And as we move into sunbird, keep the navel drawing towards the spine, but don't hold the breath. Float the right arm up, bicep next to the ear. Keep pressing down through the top of the right foot. Keep breathing in this gentle balance pose. Good. Now lower the hand first, followed by the knee. Bring the hips mat width apart, big toes together. Sink the heels back. Nope. I'm going to take a block this time. Place it underneath the forehead. Maybe even reaching the hands far out in front of you, giving the wrists a rotation. And then just finding some stillness. Feel some opening into the hips. We'll go over child's pose in the next block. But right here, right now, in this moment, we just want to be connected with our breath. Feeling where parts of our body are connected to the mat. Connected to the support of Mother Earth beneath us. Maybe even taking a moment here to bring into your awareness something you're super grateful for. I'm super grateful for you, for reading my blogs, for watching my videos. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being my friend. You can stay in this pose as long as you like. Thanks for being here. Namaste. And Jai Bhagwan, victory to your spirit.